They've tried hanging, electrocution, and most recently, a drug used to euthanize animals. But now American jails will find it much harder to kill prisoners on death row. The main supply line for its lethal injections has been cut off after the EU slapped new restrictions on drug exports.
I really think this will make a difference, and we will see the effect of this control order in the coming months. That the US relies on European drugs for use in executions, and without them, they're going to be stuck and lives will be saved.
Specific execution drugs aren't made in the EU, but several American states have been importing sedatives instead, drugs designed to help being used to hurt. Exports of drugs like sodium thiopental will now be controlled to stop their use in a 3-part lethal cocktail. The anaesthetic was being used to put the condemned inmate to sleep as another drug paralysed before the final heart stopper was administered. Without that initial numbing stage, lethal injections are unconstitutional under US law.
The usual supply for these drugs has been dwindling since the only US manufacturer ceased production last year. American prisons, though, found an alternative source right here in West London at this fairly unassuming driving school. The building's also shared by Dream Pharma, a British firm exporting British drugs to US prisons to kill people.
The UK government soon found out and banned its use, so American prisons searched elsewhere. RT reported in May how some states had begun using pentobarbital, a drug normally used to put pets to sleep that's never been tested for human executions. Its primary use for humans is to treat epilepsy, but it has no pain-killing properties. Many feel its use on death rows tantamount to torture.
This can cause excruciating pain if something goes wrong, and because we have no tests, we cannot guarantee that nothing will go wrong. So people are at risk of not just being killed, but being tortured to death.
Following our report, Danish manufacturer Lundbeck imposed their own restrictions to prevent pentobarbital's misuse. The new EU embargo covers 8 barbiturates in total, including pentobarbital. US stockpiles will eventually run dry, but many fear it's only a matter of time before prisons try again with something else.
Unfortunately, the death merchants in the US can sometimes be creative in terms of what they put to use in order to put people to death. And so I think what we need is a clause which said if other drugs should appear on the market and we discover that the US is misusing those, we can quickly have a quick procedure to add those to the list without, waiting another year.
Aside from lethal injection, other methods like hanging and firing squad are still sanctioned in the US, but are now rarely used. These new restrictions may not choke off the drug supply completely, but it'll certainly tighten the noose on America's controversial death penalty. Ivor Bennett, RT, London.